and I left my house to the hotel we were dressing from, and then I forgot my traditional attire, my ashoke. I forgot it at home, and this was around 6 p.m. I think Tolu was just the only person I could think of, and she helped me. She was with me throughout that day. Hello, everyone. You're welcome again to Gratitude December. And our second guest is here. Drum rolls. For those just joining us for the first time, this is T Space. And this month, we've been trying to share our points of gratitude. For the weeks, I share the videos of what I'm grateful for. And in the weekends, I bring a guest to come and talk about what they are also grateful for. And so you're welcome to T Space. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I hope you have a nice one. I've always encouraged us to watch this with our friends, take notes, have our journals, and write down the things we are grateful for. That takes me to the point where I introduce my guest. So today we have a special guest in the house. And I'd like us to drum rolls again. Let's welcome Tolu Oshodi. Hello, Tolu, you're welcome. Tolu
Thank
Oshodi
you.
is a friend, a sister, and it's interesting to have someone that we share same first name. We've shared same space for a long time, and I'm grateful for her. She's one of the people I'm grateful for in my life. I'll allow Tolu to introduce herself. So Tolu, let us meet you. Who are you? What do you do? And yeah, that's it. Over to you.
Thank you. Am I permitted to call you Sister Tolu? Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Sister Tolu. My name is Tolu Lope Oshodi, and I'm a banker, a professional banker at that. Yeah, thank you.
And a mom.
And a mom, yeah, to a very handsome boy. Yeah.
I would like to introduce Tolu in a different way to talk about how we met and the circumstance I'm describing as to how God just brings people into your life and they just become an addition, a great addition. From my perspective, okay, Tolu, I'll allow you go first.
But you might not really remember because you were so busy
I think
then.
I remember, but I would want you to go first. But yeah,
Okay. Yeah, it was through my sister and Uncle Shion.
yeah.
My sister met someone, my namesake, who was very helpful. And I was asked to connect to her since I was, entering Unilag that year. And honestly speaking, from the first connection on phone to when we met in school, I have not left her side. I've not left her side. And, she has been a great help. She was a great help to me on campus. Popular saying, so you say, to get A is not B, so it's not B, so it's
Pick
not
it
B,
up.
Yeah, right. And there was a time I had accommodation challenge. I stayed with her all throughout that session. Yeah, it was meant to be for 1 week, I mean few days, because I was meant to stay with someone, but well, person bailed out and Sister Tolu welcomed me. And I became a family member in that their in our room, and she accommodated me throughout the session. And I would say that was the beginning of my academic success. Before then, I was so troubled. I really did not know how to multitask or do things, and I was failing academically. But when I entered that room, I sat up. I started doing well. Yeah, so yeah, it's been a
Oh,
very
so good. I like the way Tolu summarized it. So I think I was in a particular year, maybe third year or something in the
yeah.
university, and then a family friend who attended church with me called me and said, "Oh, they know someone who was trying to get into University of Lagos." And it was like, oh, they were talking about a different sister. But then there was this other sister the sister was supposed to come in for French, but now we're talking about another sister. And that, okay, who is that one? And so I met Ife first actually, and then there's still another sister that she actually had above 200, but she wants computer science, and I think he already gave up or something that you were not going
Yes.
to come in that year. And I was like, oh, it's possible. Let us do change of course. Let us do this,
Yeah.
and eventually she got a course. Myself and Tolu
I
have had
chose
real
myself.
life challenges when we talk about Tolu talk about when she was not she would say she's in science and not say the actual course she is doing in the university. I hope you are proud of your course now. And I wish to tell
Yes.
Namata, like, stop saying you are doing science. I think she was in integrated science, but she would just introduce, I'm in science, you know. Another thing
Right.
was, okay, when she came to live with me, we were at each other's throats. But I thank God for her because before that time, you couldn't really say who Tolu was. But I appreciated when I was doing my master's and she called me. She's like, I finished with a 2-1, you know. I think I was one
Mhm.
of the people that appreciated that testimony because I knew where she had grown from. Going forward through the career and many other life issues, I have seen her as my sister. So this is like maybe 2006 or something till today.
It's
And
almost
I'm
20
super
years.
grateful for you, Tolu. She taught
It's almost
me,
20 years, sis.
yes. Tolu taught me she's always smiling. Like she has a very, if you say someone has the person's eye is single and the person exudes joy earthily. Even when Tolu is sad, she's smiling. Even when something is not going, Tolu will be broke and she'll be like, I'll get money. She has these imaginary uncles and aunties. Tolu always she gets blessed, and I think I love her spirit. I love her life. Meeting Tolu is a blessing, and there's no person that I've introduced that to or I've met her that don't feel like, oh, that girl is an angel. I think she even brought it to fellowship. She brought it to a lot of other people's lives, and I'm grateful for you. I'd like to welcome you to T Space. I must say that this is one of the people whose smile is very contagious. She is very impressionable, and I would like us to just listen and enjoy the video. This is supposed to be a time where people glean from who you are and your daily activities, as the case may be. So we always like to ask everybody that how are they really doing? Because sometimes the automatic answer is, you know, I'm fine, you know, but we don't really want that fabric, that surface answer. So if you can tell us how you really are feeling now, it'll help this conversation. Yeah. How are you?
So I'll be generic. I'm fine. But okay, yeah, I feel good. I feel great. I feel light despite the busyness. I feel, when you feel light, you feel, and that's the way I feel. I feel light, I feel great. I feel so good with myself. Like so good with myself.
What of as December is going to an end? How does that make you feel?
Even that it doesn't look like, like Christmas yet. I mean, I'm giving myself a break or I can't come and kill myself. Thank you. Yeah, but yeah, um, it feels good to know that we are in December and yeah, 2025 is coming to an end. And looking at where we started, like January was just yesterday and it's December already. And looking back, like, let me go through all these things. Sorry, I have to speak pidgin. And yeah, I'm happy. I feel great. I do not feel great because I have one big thing or something special, one, big balance in my account. I just feel good with myself. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. So when I was approaching December, it looked like the year, I can't really take stock of what has happened in the year, and it looked like the year went by fast. But when I took my time to sit down and process all the things that has been happening since January, it looked like it was even more than 1 year because it looked like, oh, January, this other thing happened, February, oh, I had
Mm.
a whole birthday, March, these other things. And it's good to sit with the year and understand the process that God took us through. So the next question is, so here we talk about gratitude. What does gratitude mean to you?
For me, gratitude is a feeling of appreciation. For what someone has done, for what God has done, let me say, for what people have done around me, or even the experiences, right? So I feel gratitude is a feeling, and it's a feeling of appreciation.
Wow, the spirit is one. I mean, this month we have talked about our relationship with God and what we are grateful for in that. We've talked about people, and it's so good for you to say with God, with people, with experiences, because those are some of the videos that we have released earlier this year. That's so beautiful. I mean, you have defined it. Gratitude is appreciation, you know, looking back regardless of the circumstances and putting value to the situation, putting value to the experience, even experiences that turned out bad. There's still something to be grateful for in them. So how would you describe 2025 in maybe 3 words or two?
And I thought, okay, 2 words, okay, so not sentences. Roller coaster.
Roller coaster. Can you give us more
You said two
background?
words. You said two. So
Yeah.
yeah, roller coaster in the sense that you feel that okay, you're going through something, or you went through something, and you're like, oh, thank God, I'm out of it. Then the next thing, there's this
Another one.
there's this saying, not really saying, but people use it as a joke that my math you was in don't or something, or math was in don't something that sounds so funny, but it's real. So yeah, it's sometimes you feel like me for me this year, one moment I'm feeling so happy, and another moment I'm like, God, ah. Although I don't say why me anymore, but I'm like, God, when will one, come overcome all these things. So yeah, it's been an interesting one for me this year, I would say. Roller coaster because yeah, at the beginning of the year I was full of so much expectation. I wanted to do a lot of things. I wanted to also have time for myself. Also I had a plan, a goal, and I said, okay, yeah, personal development, good thing. I started it, product management. It was going fine. All of a sudden, I couldn't cope because of work, and I had to be begging the school, please give me an opportunity to finish up. So it was a whole lot, and I told myself, oh, I'm so stressed out. I want to travel, and I didn't have any money with me. And I just made few calls, and I was like, you guys, but you guys support me? And I said, yeah, why not? I traveled with 50 pounds. I came back with the 50 pounds. So it means I did not spend any money on my own. So
So
yeah.
that is really a roller coaster. There's been a lot and a lot of things to be grateful for. So have you been journaling? I would like to ask that question. And what does
Yeah.
how does your journal make you feel?
I have been journaling, but it started recently after a meeting, a gratitude meeting I attended. And even that I don't keep up like all the time, I make sure that I always have it by my bedside. So most times on Saturdays, I don't get off bed on time. So yeah, I do that
Right.
journaling aspect, yeah. And how has it been since then? It has been awesome. For someone like me, I used to complain a lot, and I used to feel that oh, maybe God has not done enough, or probably
There's
why
more.
things happening to me. But funny enough, when I started journaling, I realized that even the simplest thing I actually overlooked, money can't buy it, and God has given it to me, and there's a particular verse in the Bible that I think I've read on to that particular verse for months now, and is thanks be to God who has blessed us with all spiritual blessings in the heavenly places. And whenever I think about it, I'm like, I have I'm blessed. So why am I complaining? Why am I thinking of what is not? And then because I'm a Christian, then the Holy Spirit begins to open my eyes to even the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It means that what do I have? It's not even need now. That means God has provided everything I ever need. And now with the Bible, it says, I shall not want. It means I don't even have lack for anything. And then I begin to realize that, oh, He has given me everything. I just need to take hold of it. I need to take hold of what is mine. And thirdly, is another scripture that comes to my mind that God has blessed us, or He has given us unto us all things that pertains to life and godliness. So most times when I think about it, I'm like, oh my, I have more than enough. It's how to use it, right? So I think the problem with people not journaling or people not being grateful is that they've not sat down to actually realize that God has given us everything that we ever would need, we needed, we will need, and we are needing now, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it has been a very good experience, and I've been sharing this gratitude. People have been coming to meet me that Tolu, I want a gratitude journal for my birthday, and I'm like, I don't want to supply you, supply
Okay,
because
that's
I've been
so
sharing,
good.
so
This is a
I've been
very
sharing it. Yeah.
interesting testimonial. You said something, you said things money cannot buy. Money cannot really place those situations that God has placed in our lives. And it is interesting for us to understand how we are part of what God is doing. Wow, wow,
Mm.
wow, wow. This is interesting about journaling. We have talked about it a lot, and thank you for exposing even a lot of benefits to the idea of journaling, especially gratitude journaling, because journaling is in itself might even be saying the way you feel, and it eventually translates by the time you go back and read it. So, what's one thing you're grateful for in 2025?
One thing, I'm grateful for everything,
Yes, but just
everything.
mention one actual one that you really want to express. As we go on gratitude journey, we try to share one thing every day. So what's one thing at this time that you can pinpoint and be like, this year? this happened, you know.
For life, grateful for life, grateful for life. If there's any other thing, from that life alone, that God has given us this life, God has given me this life, good health, everything, things, things that are happening, things that, that I probably just prayed for and it just happened, not because I'm special, but yeah, thank God for life. So I'm grateful for life.
Yes, Tolu
Every
is
day
grateful
I
for that.
start with that. Every day I start with that, even if I don't think of anything at all. And I
Yeah,
feel, oh, I
in
have
life.
targets, I have bills to pay. I'm like, I'm alive. That's the most
Okay.
important thing. Yeah.
So if I give you another chance, what other thing will you be grateful for? Another one.
I'm grateful for family and friends. Let me put them in one word because friends are also families, right? Why I said that is that, you know, um, I probably might not be able to say it very well, but God put solitude in families. He did not create us alone. He knows that we are not self-sufficient. That's why we have families, we have friends. So even in moments where I felt down, I had people who lifted my spirit up, and I'm
Yeah.
very grateful for that.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you so much for sharing. So can you share one lesson you have learned in 2025?
Lesson. Several lessons, but
One
um,
principle you are taking away with 2025 and you'd be like, wow. I mean, journaling is a lesson, but yeah,
yeah,
any other thing?
yeah. So a lot, but one that struck me the most that keep on thinking about is just something about taking an opportunity as it is. I don't know if you get what I mean.
Not thinking too much about it, just
Nothing, just going for it. It doesn't matter whatever. Just take it. Just go for it. Just do it. Don't wait. Before now, I would analyze and overanalyze and think. And it has cost me some things even in the year and previous years. So yeah. So when there's an opportunity, even a thought, it can be you're praying, it can be something or someone is talking. Just take hold of that and run with it. It might fail, yes, but there's no harm in trying. So that's the lesson. No harm in trying.
yeah. Thank you so much for that.
And
Before we go
so
into our game, so we have a game session, I would like to ask you if you have a song for this year that resonated with you throughout the year, or that you sang the most, or that, okay, was your kind of gratitude go to a song.
yeah, is Aileyipada by is it Sunmisola? Yeah.
Okay.
God never changes, and the song also draws me to the Lord is my uncle. I've been singing that Aileyipada and the Lord is my uncle, in the fact that he never changes and that he will never leave me. He cannot forsake me, you know. He's right beside me. It's right beside me. It's in me. It was in me, you know. And he says that when I go through fire, it will not hurt me. Even whatever thing the challenge
Mm,
might be, it's going through it with me. So why am I now afraid? Why am I worried? Why am I troubled when, God of the universe, the God of creation, my God, my Savior, is with me? Ha. So yeah, the song actually, encouraged me a lot in the year 2025.
okay, so thank you very much. We're getting to the end. We'd like you to choose a number between 1 and 10.
Okay, I'll pick perfect number 7.
7. So, in the spirit of gratitude, to think that we talked about something like this in our last conversation is interesting. What is one thing you bought this year that brought you joy? You already shared one. You
Hey,
went for a trip without so much money and you came back. But yeah, let's say what's
and
one thing
that's the
that you bought? So this is not a trip that you bought that brought you joy. To see whether you really prioritized yourself. She was still scolding me on this yesterday.
okay. So before we got to that, right? Before this coding yesterday. Oh yeah. So before I traveled, I there was this sneakers I was eyeing seriously. I was like eyeing the sneakers, and one day I was out on call. I'd gone to see a customer. Nothing happened. No, a prospect. Nothing happened, and I just asked the driver, "Please, can you drive me to this place?" I went there because I've been eyeing the shoe. I've been like, God, motor. I just asked how much, paid for it, bought the shoes. No, it's actually sneakers, and gosh, everyone who sees them on me loves it. I even love it. I feel, that kind of anami buyer or nothing, it's mine. Yeah. So yeah, which is something I would not have done on a normal day. I would have probably, given how many reasons, why I wouldn't buy the shoe and I would still spend the money, even if I gather it. Yeah. So yeah, shoes. And not only that, I think for me, I started spending on myself. Perfume. Oh my God.
Perfume
Right?
and shoes.
Perfume
Interesting
and
stuff.
shoes. Yeah.
How those kind of activities add to our joy. Thank you so much. I must say how grateful I am for you, for coming into my life at a time that it was not planned. And this week I've been talking about the gift of people. Tolu Oshodi has been one of the people that God has brought into my life. I have several stories, but I'll share two. The first one was the my wedding. I was going to get married, and I left my house to the hotel we were dressing from, and then I forgot my traditional attire, my ashoke. I forgot it at home, and this was around 6 p.m. I think Tulu was just the only person I could think of, and she helped me. She was with me throughout that day. She's just my sister, and I appreciate you for that, sis. It's been a while. We came into each other's life by circumstance, but God has really brought us together and closer than that. I'm grateful for you. And Tolu comes through every time. She comes through for me when it comes to, oh, we are needing this type of thing, emergency money. She's come through for me for emergency money. She's come through for me for, I mean, just moral support. I appreciate you. Thank you for attending. She was one of our attendees at the Gratitude Connect 2.0, and that is just something we're grateful for. We're grateful that she's one of the people in the gratitude community, and this is the an example that gratitude kind of elevates and it grows. I'm grateful for you, Tolu. Do you have any last word before we close out today?
I'm
Okay.
grateful for you. Maybe I did not mention it. I'm grateful for you.
Yeah, thank you, sis. I love you.
You.
So that's it. Thank you very much. On this note, we'd like to appreciate you all for listening in. Thank you so much for being on the gratitude challenge. So yeah, this is weekend 2 in gratitude December. I advised us to get our journals, to start writing, to choose our platforms that we want to post. Hashtag gratitude December. This is day 10, and we're grateful for God. We're grateful for people. And Tolu Lope Oshodi is one of the people I am grateful for. I'm grateful to have met her, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to have her on this. I appreciate taking the opportunity, like she said, to have her on this platform, and I'm grateful for all of you. To say bye bye. So our song for the week, like she said, is Aileyipada, and we're going off with that song. We'd like to see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, share, tag Tolu_Opsi. We'll also put Tolu Oshodi's handle here. Let's tag each other and keep the gratitude flag flying. On this note, I would like
Talk about how you met, or maybe first
Okay.
impressions of each other, something like that.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. We can do it. The
Okay.
outside does not enter Tolu. Even if she's sad, you will be sad on her behalf, but she will still be uplifting you with a smile.